Hello everybody. Well, this is the second attempt to do this particular shave video. I had some technical difficulties on my first one, so this is my second attempt. Anybody that's been around the wet shaving world here of late has heard that one of our beloved soaps, Klar Kabinett, a German-made non-tallow soap that has been around for quite a few years, is no longer in production, which has driven up the price of the big kilo blocks of Klar Kabinett. This is a very mild scented rose soap. It's a very good producing soap. So I have been on a search for quite a while to find a replacement of rose. I enjoyed the rose scent. One of the successes, granted, of the Klar Kabinett is that it does have a mild rose scent. Just a basic kind of rose scented soapy scent. That's been one of the things that I've not liked about Klar Kabinett, is it didn't have a pungent, robust rose scent. And in comparison to something like Terrible Bond Street Rose, this rose is a notch above that. Not bad, a little artificial. Well, I've come across a soap, and it's an artisan maker that's from North Plains, Oregon. Eva Nestorova. And you check out my blog at vintagerazorcollection.com, and I've got links to her site. But she's got a rose soap, a goat milk based rose soap, and I've graded it and put it in a tub, and it's got Bulgarian rose, and it's got much more of a natural rose scent than, like, say, the Taylor Bond Street. And it's got a similar rose scent of Klar Kabinett, but it's more potent. But performance. One of the banes of artisan soap makers is many of them they use melt and pour. And I've talked to Ava online, and she does use a goat milk based melt and pour, which wasn't available years ago. And I started looking around, and the artisan based soap makers, the bases, the basic soap ingredients that they use, the melt and pour formulas, there are a lot more available. There used to just basically be one or two. And quite frankly, those one or two needed some work to be able to bump them up. Some producers were able to do it successfully. Some were woefully short in their performance. And many times it went along two paths. And that's sort of the balance that an artisan small batch type smoke maker has facing them, and also the big producers too, is that you've got the performance of the soap. How does it work? Does it lather well? Does it create cushion? Is it slick? Does the lathering process work well? Does the soap disappear once you applied? Is there a wide sweet spot in that lathering capability where you could add a little bit of water or a lot of water, and you could create a lather with either one? But if you don't really get it dialed in specifically, then it fails. You add in too much of the fragrance and the essential oils, and it becomes burning. And that's what I found, is that those that have good lathering capabilities, they don't add enough fragrance to be able to have a full balanced soap. And those that may have good balance, but then they add too much, then you get burned. So it's a balanced act. Well, just to let you know, Eva's shaving soap, and that's not, she hadn't named her soap. She's just got her Etsy site and her eBay site, and she sells soap. She just calls it shaving soap, and she's got 8 or 10 different fragrances. Rose is just one of them. I bought the bergamot orange. It smells wonderful, and it performs just as well as this one, as I'll show you. I will use my Pav Brushworks silver tip to do Eva's. I had it soaking. I just shook it out. It's a relatively dry brush. I just start working it. Let me get some water in my sink here. We just start working it. I'll add a little bit more water. Loaded my brush. Now I've done both bowl lathering and face lathering. This does equally well. There you go. Very, very easy soap to make. Same thing. I got the Klar. I've got my ever ready brush, silver tip. Do the same thing. Relatively dry brush. A little bit of water. Okay. Add a little bit more water. Maybe even a little bit more water. So, and that's how that turned out. Just let them sit there for a little bit. Let's see what happens. There are a lot of soaps. You let them sit on your face for a while, and they disappear. Klar Kabinett, it's not going to disappear. Eva's shaving soap is not going to disappear. These soaps perform so similarly. I was gobsmacked with the whole process. I thought, Klar Kabinett's been around for a long time. People, love the performance of it. How are we going to replace that? I've been looking around, finding the soap. There are a few artisan soaps out there that they function real well. Nobody's really come up with a rose scented soap. I've got my Maggard razor here. Let's just shave a little bit here. How are we going to replace it? Well, in the classic sense, we're not ever going to be able to replace it. But we can provide a good substitute. Got my Maggard MR6 loaded with a Persona Crystal Israeli blade. Second shave on it. So let's relather here. Haven't gone back to the bowl, just picked it up. Eva's. Klar. I'm once again going to need to add a little bit of water. I'm only going to do 2 passes. But, as you can see, performance-wise, as far as application, as far as how the lather looks, how it creates, pretty equal. And I've been playing with Eva's shaving soap since I got them. And I'd looked at her soaps. I'd added these soaps to my Itsy favorites months and months and months ago. I just never did pull the trigger. Boy, I wish I had. I'll throw in some pictures of the puck, but the puck's basically a muffin tin shaped type puck. That's the one thing I told her that I would have against her soaps is that, you know, it would work much better if you know, it was shaped in a regular kind of hockey puck style, a little bit easier to manage. But it's easily remedied with, you know, a cheese grater. But you know, it's a very, very hard soap. It's not one of the sort of semi-soft type that many of the artisans are doing now. And I'm sure it would be probably fairly easy for her to formulate her soaps in a softer form. And basically all that amounts to is you add more water to it in some respects, or add a different ingredient that doesn't allow it to harden quite as much. But to pass, it's damn fine shave level. Both leave the face feeling soft, moisturized, comfortable. I found a jewel, folks. I rolled the dice, I found a jewel. Hit the jackpot. Eva Nesterova's soaps, wonderful. I ordered a bunch more. That's as big an endorsement that Big John's ever going to give, is by rebuying. And you know, I can't remember I've ever really said, okay, I like your soaps, I'm going to go after all your different aromas. I'm going to try out all Eva's. It's got some, her scents are basic, you know, and maybe at some point in time, if we give her support, she'll expand out and create some other ones. But $4 a puck for a little over 4 ounces of shaving soap. Very, very good value. She ships overseas. Of course, overseas shipping is expensive. Shipping anymore is expensive anywhere. But worth a look. And can her rose soap replace Klar Kabinett? Yeah, it can replace it and then some. The only thing it doesn't do is it's not that subtle, almost imperceptible aroma of rose that Klar Kabinett is, which I guess is some of the selling point of Klar Kabinett for some people. But for us rose lovers, Aunt Tightbun Smith, shout out to you there. You got to try this soap, mate. And if you want to get some, let me know and I'll send you some. If you're a rose shaving soap lover, you got to try it. If you're worried about finding something that could replace Klar Kabinett, this is it. If you want to find a soap in another scent or aroma that is a good performing, very, very good quality, very good value soap, this is it. Eva, if you're watching, get ready for a lot of sales because your soap's good. And all the word has to do is get out there and within the shaving community. That's what I want to do with this one. I was pleasantly surprised. So until next time, have some good shaves. Be happy. Be safe. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.